bugs off of my bug screen. Probably the most inefficient appliance ever developed was the furnace for an RV. It's usually hotter outside by the vent than it is inside. They take a lot of battery and a ton of propane. So the solution for a lot of us is a small portable propane heater. This is a little buddy My Heater. It's the smallest one they make. They didn't send me this one. I bought this with my own money, but it does work well. And the point of this is I use the refillable bottles as opposed to the Coleman bottles, which you're not supposed to refill. I have, but these work really well. So I thought I'd show you that. I'm in Alaska. It's been cold in the morning, and so I use 2 or 3 bottles every 3 days. So I have to come out and refill them. So I'm glad I don't have to pay the $5 a bottle to do that. And I'm going to show you how I fill them. These are refillable Flame King bottles. They're about $15 on Amazon, as opposed to $5 for the filled bottle at Walmart, but then you can't use them again, you have to throw them away. I've refilled them, but I do believe I can get more propane in these than I could in a Coleman. And the Coleman are harder to refill because they're harder for me anyway to bleed the air out. What I have is a hose made by Flame King that makes it a lot easier to fill them than it does just with the single valve. So put that on, has its own valve. So we'll turn this tank on, and then we'll turn it upside down like that. Now, propane obviously is dangerous, so you don't want it around any open flame, and you do want to wear protective eye covers and gloves, because the bottle screws into this valve like so. I'm going to move this so you can see it. We have a small hex screw. I'm not sure of the size, but it comes with the bottle. And there it is. You put it in just like when you fill a big bottle, you have a screwdriver or a screw. So what we're going to do here, we're going to turn this valve on, and it takes about a minute maybe to fill an empty bottle with propane. This is a 20-pound bottle, and these are 1 pound. So, you know, theoretically, I could do 20 of these from a big bottle, and it costs less than $1 a bottle rather than $5. So if you use a lot of them, you know, it makes sense. And when it gets full, it will exhaust the propane. You can see it come out here. As soon as I get a steady stream, and can't see it, but that'll freeze my finger even inside the glove. So this bottle is full. Well, this is the day after Amy's birthday, so it's Monday, August 14th. Haven't had a fire for probably about a week. It'd been so wet. So I did cook a couple of hot dogs on here, but I have to tell you, right in the middle of the picture, where that mountain peak is, if you come down right between the trees, it's a bunch of green stuff. Anyway, I was standing here by the fire and just staring up in the hill, thought I saw something. So I went to the car and got my binoculars, and it was a bear. It was a blonde grizzly bear, lone bear, just walking through the grass, right in the middle of the picture. I don't see him now, but I just was watching and just staring at the hill, and it moved. Very cool. Very cool. There's my trailer. Pretty decent fire. Even some of the wood's been green, but it's just been too wet. And it's kind of chilly. I have a sweatshirt, hooded sweatshirt, and a jacket, and I'm not overdressed. Great place. I'm gonna hate to leave. Wow. Anyway, right there in the middle of the picture, that green below the mountain, that's where I saw the bear.